As a parent, where do your priorities lie? What do you do for your child daily to ensure they are successful as an adult? It could be that you enroll them in a good school, providing them with a good education that will one day land them a lucrative job, or you put them in a sport to become Ronaldo or Messi, who one day will earn a scholarship. Some parents do everything they can to make sure their kids are eating healthily to give them a head start in living a vigorous life free from disease. Just like the saying, you are what you eat, the same can be said for parenting. Your kids will be influenced for the rest of their lives by what you do, provide, and expect from them daily. And while none of the aforementioned are wrong, why do we often neglect the incredible responsibility to nurture and pour into our child's mental health daily? What about their spiritual life or their emotional life? Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time, consider subscribing and turn on the post notification bell to be the first to know when a new video drops. I love feedbacks. Kindly leave a comment on your opinion below in the comment section. Okay, thank you. Many times parents get caught up in the daily grind, thinking their higher education, well-rounded meals, and social activities are what will make for a successful child. But what about their hearts, their minds, their soul, your relationship with them? We live in a fast-paced, high expectation culture that is robbing our children and us of mental and emotional wealth, connecting with one another deeply. When the family unit has separated priorities, it will negatively affect everyone. You ask how? When you decide to look at your phone instead of into your child's eyes as they tell you about something cool they just experienced, your priorities are off. When you put your head in the sand as to what your kids are experiencing on social media, at school, and in church, your priorities are off. Your priorities are off when you do everything you can to ensure your child has a good education, but simultaneously can't converse with them for longer than 5 minutes a day. I'm not saying this to make you feel like a terrible parent. I'm saying this because all of us have something to work on when it comes to priorities. We all have a part to play in our child's well-being, mental health, and future experiences, and it begins with you, the parents. With the awareness we now have about mental health issues among the youth, parents ought to wake up and recognize what part they play before you go seeking the best for your child when it comes to education, health, success, or social status. Remember this: when your child is grown, do you think they would look back and wish they had a nicer car, better education, or a bigger home? Or do you think they would look back and remember whether or not you were approachable, accepted them no matter what, listened to them intently, and genuinely cared about their hearts? As you reflect on that, remember that your daily interactions are where it all begins. What is the tone you wish to set for your family? Do they enjoy being home? Do they want to invite their friends over? Do they feel safe sharing their art with you and fear being punished? Are their big emotions met with gentleness or frustration? Again, this is not a guilt trip, but rather a call for parents to do something in the wake of this mental health catastrophe affecting our children's mind and heart. With all this being said, I'm going to share with you some tangible things you can do daily that will not only support your child's mental health, but connect with them nurture healthy relationship, and give them the opportunity they need to be mentally, spiritually, and emotionally healthy. And the first one on the list is to give them the opportunity to make wise choices and solve problems. Have you heard the saying, we are the sum of our choices? Choices, both small and big, will impact us in huge ways throughout our lives. One different choice in your life could drastically change your future. That's why your child must be confident in their choices. As parents, our well-intentioned direction and discipline can often lead our children to mistrust themselves and their choices. Disciplining with the mindset to control instead of guide. We cause our children to think their choices should be made to please us. When we do this, we miss ample opportunity to teach our children how to think for themselves, reason, and make a choice based on what is right, or even for those of you who are faith in what God wants for their life. As parents, we have to get out of their way. We are merely the ambassador of God to our children, not the master. We relay the message, but we are not puppet master. We teach through action, not by overpowering opinions. We listen to understand, not to respond. When you raise your child up to think for themselves and make choices that are not based on your opinion, but rather on what is right, you will support their mental health. But how can we implement this in daily life? Listen, ask if they want your opinion on something. Ask them why they came to a conclusion when they make a bad choice. Ask, how can you solve this problem? What should you do to make it right? When they want to see a movie they are not mature enough for, talk about what's in the movie and why I don't want it as appropriate for you. What do you think about this movie? You may even maybe watch it and let them experience why you didn't want them to see. Talk about why it wasn't edifying when they ask you why they can't do something. Explain why. Don't write them off with a because I said so. Be intentional with your interactions daily and don't solve their problems for them. Number 2, give them the benefit of doubt. Your child is up against a lot of this modern day world. If the pressure is not enough for their grades to be good, their friendships will be confusing, their bodies will change, and their perspective will be immature. As adults, we usually forget what all the pressure feels like, and if you really delve deep into why suicide are happening more and more with young people, you will find that the expectation of perfection from society, peers, teachers, and parents is one of the leading causes. Give your child the benefit of doubt. In other words, have grace for their mistakes. Stop expecting perfection. I'm not advising yet to let their disrespect slide. No, I'm saying that let grace lead and correction follow. Let love overrule the desire to be right. Let your yeses be yes and your no's be no. But leave room for a lot of, oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. I'm going to reevaluate. Number 3, own your parenting role. What does being a parent mean to you? Owning your parenting roles means accepting the responsibility to teach, model, and guide your child emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. This doesn't mean we send them to youth groups or churches to be spiritually fed. This doesn't mean we make sure they have more friends to feel socially fulfilled. This doesn't mean we send them to school to be educated on beliefs or rights. This means have influence in all of it. Whatever your child is experiencing is influencing them. What do you want their most significant influence to be? Their friends, their teachers, their coaches. Your influence matters. You will influence your child, and whether or not it's a good or bad influence is up to you. Set the tone. This is a considerable challenge for many of us. It's hard to set a good tone in your family when life gets hard. Your marriage is a mess, the bills are not paid, and you are struggling with depression and anxiety. And while it's important to be aware of the tone you are setting in your household, that doesn't mean you have to put on a mask and not be honest with your kids when things are rough. In fact, I think it's just as crucial for our kids to see us fail and struggle as it is for them to see us succeed. But I also think they need to see what we do when we fail. Do we give up? Do we allow our emotions to get better part of us for months, even years on end? Or do we show them that we run to Jesus while life gets hard? Do we model perseverance, humility, and seeking help when we need it? It's okay to tell your child that you are getting therapy. It's okay to tell them you are feeling sad. So as you are setting the tone in your home, be honest, but seek help if you are struggling so that you can come back and set a positive tone in your household. Children love to laugh and have fun. As the light-heartedness in your home dissipated, what can you do to bring it back? Home should feel safe and peaceful for our kids. And while this can't always be the case 100% of the time, we can take steps for positive change. Your child's mental health depends on it. 5. Consider their diet. There are numerous studies about how diet impacts on our mental health. Many of us have poor gut health, affecting our mental health. Try taking processed food out of your child's diet. Try different things to see if you see an improvement in your child struggling with mental health issues. This affects many, and that there is hope for change that lies beyond putting a band-aid on the symptoms. 6. Ask, listen, repeat. Ask them questions that don't lead to a yes or no. What happened today that made you smile? And when they come to you and open up, don't miss out. Soak it all up. Listen intently. Pull down your phone and show up for them. Along with this, ask them hard questions daily. Is there something that happened today that was hard? I would love to know about it. Try avoiding questions like, are you making any friends at school? As this can make them feel like they have failed if they haven't made any friends yet. Instead, you can say, is there someone at school with the same interest as you? Number 7, which is the last one, affirm them often. You are such an incredible person. I love to be around you. Be more than that. Affirm them with your actions. Do things with them that they love to do. Show that you love them. Hang out with them. Learn their love language and feel their little love tank every day. If your son has the love language of time spent, then make sure you carve out extra time within a day to do something with them that they love. If your daughter has a gift kind of love language, bring her home something special one day and surprise her. I said 7, right? But I'm going to add 3 more things to it, which is journaling for kids, chores for kids, and emotional connectivity with your kids. Journaling for kids. When a child is old enough to start drawing, coloring, or writing, journaling is an incredible way to help your kids better express themselves. Check out, a lot of kids printing journal created specifically to help children better express themselves, express their feeling, encourage gratitude, and spark the imagination. You can see a lot of them online. Chores for kids. Implementing chores and structure in your child's daily life is a beneficial way to teach them to follow through discipline and respect. We can create a chore chart to help our kids keep track of their progress and keep you from constantly reminding them of their daily tasks. If you are looking for something you can print out and start implementing chores in your home today, check out chore charts printable on the internet. Most of them are made in a light-hearted and fun way to encourage kids to do their daily and weekly chores. And the last one, emotional connectivity with your kids. Connecting on a deeper level emotionally with your child is crucial, very, very important, and sometimes more difficult. We can create a family game time to create a safe space for our kids to share their questions and emotions without judgment. We can offer an exemption time for the duration of this game where anything they say or anything they tell us is off the table for aftermath. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learn one or two things. Don't forget to like this video, share to other parents, leave a comment below, and do well to subscribe for more. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.